What's good, homies? Welcome back to another Rugby League Live 4 Rabbitohs Rebuild episode. We are in round 10 of the Terrestrial Premiership, sitting at 4th right now, and our opponent for today are the West Tigers, who are currently sitting at 9th, as you can see on the ladder right here. Currently on the roll are the Tigers as they come into this game riding a 3-game win streak. Their most recent win was against the Cronulla Sharks, who are ranked number 2 in the league, beating them 18 points to 12. Alright, so we've got a pretty eventful week coming up in terms of this Rabbitohs career mode. We've got recruitment coming up in a couple of rounds, and that video should be out, if not tomorrow, then most likely the day after. And also we've got our Origin Squad announcement. Like most of my other career modes, I end up not picking players like Jonathan Thurston and Billy Slater and stuff like that. I ended up testing the Queensland depth, and I'm pretty stoked with the team that I came up with. So yeah, if all goes to plan, there should be a couple more videos out this week, as we decide to run it on the last tier after a 53-meter set. We're going to chance our arm here as we just shift it to the edge, and it's going to be Aaron Gray with the chip and chase. A familiar sight for us on this left edge as we dive into the end goal and ground the ball as it's coming down for the first try of the match. Looking back at the replay here, it was Adam Reynolds who sparked it up with the long ball out to Cody Walker to Crichton to Goodwin with the drawing pass as we utilize their overlap due to the winger dropping back for the kick. Moses Sully rushes up and we just pop it over the top. A nifty little try there to start things off as we take the shot at goal with Adam Reynolds, trying to utilize their wind blowing from right to left, and as you can see here, we add the extras and go up by 6 points. Alright, so we're back at the kickoff here with the recipient here in Cody Walker. Links up with Crichton with the big fends off their fullback as well. A terrible dive there by Idris as we link up with one of the faster players. And surprise, surprise, Bryson Goodwin links up with Aaron Gray on this left side once again, and he's going to go back to back in a matter of minutes, all on the back of a pretty beastly run by Angus Crichton, who unfortunately in real life will be departing from the Rabbitohs. A huge surprise there in 2019, of course. As we take a look at the replay here, I was a little surprised that I was able to fend off 2 players in a row. A shocking effort there by Idris, nowhere near Crichton, and he gave up on the play fairly early there. As we finally get out to Gray, a little bit of showboating before we ground the ball, and rightfully so in my opinion. It was a pretty decent try, I guess. Alright, back with Adam Reynolds here for a super simple kick right in front as we add the extras, and we're going to go up by 12 points. Back in attack here, 18 minutes into the game. A nice little line break here by Sam Burgess, again with 2 tackle busts in 1 run. You don't really see that on veteran difficulty. Well, for me at least, it's not the norm, as we almost score off a nice little play here. The D-line was a little disjointed there. We even had the fullback beat, but we got wrapped up from behind as we test the waters some more, trying to put a play together here in attack. We got all the momentum so far. We try and drop it back inside for Crichton, but it's well read by the defense as we get wrapped up 5 meters out. Stretched to the left here, we just simply shift it between players, and it ends up in Aaron Gray's hands. Charging towards the try line, Moses Sully latched onto him. Did he make it over the line? You'll see right here as they send it up to review the grounding. Momentum carries him over the line. Man, Aaron Gray just getting the better of his opposite once again. That's 3 tries for Gray in 20 minutes as we finally get the green lights, and it's going to be Adam Reynolds taking the shot at goal. 5 meters in front of the touchline, and we try to swing it back around, or bring it back around, and as you can see, we're unsuccessful in the kick, and we're going to keep a 16-point lead heading into the break. So as we look at the halftime stats here, it's been pure domination by the boys in green and red. There's been no errors or penalties conceded by either team, and minimal missed tackles it looks like. We've had a few line breaks, and it's just a matter of us being able to capitalize off those line breaks. Alright, back into the action, 65th minute. Tigers on the attack, inside our 10. On the 3rd tackle here, as they send it out the back, shift it wide to Kevin Naingama here, and it's going to be Naingama charging towards the line, but he stopped just before it. A fairly quick play of the ball, we rush up off the line, and it's just a simple flat ball to Tim Grant here, as he finally crosses the stripe for the first try of the game. West on the board here, 4 points. A fairly simple kick to come by Tui Lolo here, as he gets set from right in front. and as you'd expect, he adds the extras, and that pretty much wraps up all the action in the second half. After a dominant first half, all that momentum kind of died out, fizzled out in the second. We pretty much just played it safe for the rest of that half. As we look at the full-time stats, obviously it would be Aaron Gray picking up man of the match, scoring that hat-trick. We'll take another quick look at everyone else's stats here. You can pause it if you need to, otherwise we're going to jump right into round 11. So before we jump into the actual game, we do have a change to our lineup, and as you can see, it's going to be Damien Cook dropping out of the squad due to suspension. He's gone for 2 weeks. Robbie Farah's been promoted to the starting spot, and we've brought Silsifa Dalakaya onto the bench. Robbie Farah will be playing the full 80, and Dalakaya's role will pretty much be in the back row somewhere. This is also the round that I finally changed goal kickers, and it'll be Bryson Goodwin taking over from here on out. So our opponents here in round 11 are the Melbourne Storm. They sit right below us on the ladder in 5th position, currently on a little bit of a streak here as they look for their 5th win in a row. Their most recent game, they beat the Gold Coast Titans 24 points to 14. We start off the action here in the 9th minute with an attacking scrum. I don't know what I was trying to do here, but Adam Reynolds gets wrapped up with the ball. On the 30, looking for some of our big boys to hit it up, and we barely get the ball away to Zane Musgrove as I struggle to speak. Shifting to the right this time, a little short ball to Sutton, and Sutton gets pulled down by 2 defenders. So 20 meters out, or 25 meters out, we go out the back to Reynolds, links up with Walker with the catapult to Crichton with the fend, finally gets wrapped up by Smith it looks like. On the 4th, we have an overlap to the left, and that's exactly where we go as we draw and pass, get the ball out to Aaron Gray, and he's going to score his first try of the game. A very simple try here as we take a look on the replay, summed up nicely by our playmaker and Cody Walker. Melbourne's line looking a little compressed there. Aaron Gray hugging the touchline, manages to sneak into the corner. Now I know I said Bryson Goodwin would be kicking, but I thought for sure that I changed it in round 11, but I guess might have been maybe after Origin or something. I will have to skim through some of the games that I have recorded, but just know that he does in fact kick some point during the season. Yeah, we make the conversion anyway with Adam Reynolds from out wide, and we're up by 6 points here as we make yet another break with Angus Crichton. Huge gains through the middle, goes on a 40-meter run as Sam Burgess gets delivered a short ball, and he goes on a nice little run himself, pulled down inside the 20. We'll try and shift it to our left side. That's where most of our success has been coming from, as we try and set up a play through the middle. Burgess to Farah to Reynolds through the middle, as we perfectly execute a nice little inside-outside play, I guess. Such a smooth looking try. Ends up with Adam Reynolds crossing the line untouched, and we definitely need to take another look at that. Such a clean try, all came together pretty smoothly here as we take another look. Beautiful try. That just might be one of my favorite tries of the season so far, and I know I say that a lot. What can I say? I do score quite a few dope looking tries, which is pretty much what I strive to do while playing this game. My main goal is to pretty much score some realistic looking tries. We're 32 minutes in, an attacking scrum to the Melbourne Storm outside their 10, and Billy Slater breaks 4 ankles at once. Nobody in front of him. We do have Goodwin giving chase, manages to slow him down. It's going to be Cody Walker who finally stops him inside our 30. As they continue to shift the ball here, it's going to be Melbourne on the front foot through Cooper Cronk. Smith goes short to Finucane, and Finucane's going to get pulled down. Not without a fight as he finally gets dragged to ground. Half a meter out, a little short ball to Robbie Rocco, and Rocco is going to charge over the line. They sent that up to the video ref, but he was clearly on his back. We just skip straight past that. 5th and last, a nice little kick by Cam Smith, and it's going to be Billy Slater. We didn't even trigger the animation. The catch meter did come up, but for some reason the gauge didn't stop on where I pressed the button, and we pretty much get screwed over by the game here. I'm pretty sure that's a reoccurring glitch in the game, because that's happened to me quite a few times as Smith converts, and we're going to head into the break with a little 6-point lead. So as we look at the halftime stats here, it was a pretty decent half for us, completing all of our sets. No errors, no penalties conceded. We did however miss 5 tackles. As for Melbourne, 3 from 4 sets completed, 1 error, 7 missed tackles and 7 line breaks. 4.5 minutes into the second, 5th and last. Reynolds dropping back in the pocket. We try and drill it downfield, but we're going to lose the ball forward. We were just way too slow on the clearance, and we got caught up and ended up making an error. Perfect position here for the Storm to score some points. Just outside our 20 with a full set to work with, they go to Cronk. He links up with Tohu Harris, and Harris charges in the tackle. Makes a little bit of post-contact meters here, just outside the 10 now, as they go to Finucane, and he drives for more meters as well. Inside our 10, Melbourne on the front foot, keeping it simple here at Melbourne as they shift it out to Kenny Bromwich, and Bromwich is just going to power his way over the line. After a grinding set, they eventually crash over for their second try of the match. The ref checks the grounding, but we're going to skip all that. They obviously get the ball down, with Bromwich landing belly first. So after finally being rewarded the 4 points, it's going to be Cameron Smith taking the shot at goal. As you'd expect from this position on the field, Cameron Smith is able to add the extras and manages to tie the game up, locked at 12 apiece. So after a lot of back and forth, we're back in the 73rd minute. The Storm with the repeat set, and it's going to be Robbie Rocco taking the first hit up. He gets wrapped up 30 meters out from the line. Inside ball to Billy Slater, again with the footwork, but he's wrapped up fairly quickly there on the 20. We rush up off the line, obviously anticipating the drop goal, holding the charge down button, but it was a terrible effort at a charge down. Just running at the ball carrier with his arms in the air. I was hoping he would dive at the ball at least, but it wasn't to be. It'll be Melbourne walking away with the W here at NIB Stadium, barely beating us 13 points to 12. As we take a look at the full-time match stats, it'll be Cameron Smith picking up man of the match. And before we get out of here, I'll show you guys the individual stats. As always, click that like button for more Rugby League Life 4 content, or more content in general. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.